So last night and today, this morning, I have been sitting in a candidacy retreat from my synod. And it's been interesting. You may have seen a couple of days ago, I posted a video talking about beer with Jesus and other people. And some of what I talked about in that video came up in discussion here at our synod candidacy retreat. Our bishop was here and he talked last night at some length about the future of the church and what it's going to look like. And many of the topics that came up are similar to what I proposed in that video a couple days ago. And we talked some more about it this morning. And what's interesting to me and is hopeful for me to realize is that this conversation that I talked about of the future of the church and where is our place in society, and specifically in such a pluralistic society where for many people religion and spirituality and Christianity doesn't matter. What do we do with that? How are we going to survive? What is the church going to look like? I am excited to hear that this conversation is going on outside of seminary. That's been my context for the last few years, and where the focal point of my conversations have been. And so the conversation's going on there, of course, but it's good to know and it's refreshing to know that it's not just there. This is not just a scholarly conversation that's going on. There's more to it than that, and that there's people here on the front lines, if you want to call it that. I don't necessarily like the idea of churches being considered a battlefield. That's a whole nother line of conversation. But it's good to know that the conversation is going on out here, and that more people are having it, and that other people are thinking these things and have these same concerns and same thoughts. We're in an uncomfortable time in the church right now. There are still those that are holding on very strongly to tradition because that's what they know, that's what they love. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have people that are longing for a new version of worship, a new version of how they express themselves spiritually and religiously. And as a Christian, what does that mean for them? And these are good conversations to have. Neither are wrong. It's just a question of what applies and in what ways will we be able to engage with individuals within society. That's the real question. It's not about attracting people anymore. It's not about we are the church and people go here because they are expected to. It's about this is life, and God wants to enter into that with individuals, and God wants to use us to do that. So how do we do that? How does it look? What will it look like in the future? And we don't know. It's interesting that in seminary, the conversation's going on there. They know that they're training me and other candidates, other seminary students, for a church that doesn't exist yet. And that's hard to train for and prepare for. But I believe that the good news of Jesus Christ is strong enough to overcome this uncomfortable time that the church is in. Maybe this is what the church is bound for. Maybe we will live in this tension from here on out. I don't know. But it's exciting, while at the same time a little scary, to think about what it's going to look like. We don't know yet. And you know what? That's okay. Because if we go back 2,000 years, or 2,100 years, 2,000, the first disciples, they didn't know what it was all going to look like either. Jesus had left. He'd gone back to heaven. They were by themselves in this unknown future. And we're kind of in the same boat. Jesus hasn't come back yet, and the future's unknown. But we get to hang out and see how things grow. That's exciting, but it's scary at the same time. Leave your thoughts if you're interested. I would sure love to hear from you to keep this conversation engaged. Catch you later.